Welcome back. Hopefully your test went well. Also, welcome to those who have joined us on YouTube Live. I'll attempt this paper first, then I'll provide my analysis. If you have any queries, keep noting them in the chat window. I'll take them up in the Q&A section. Those who are in the YouTube Live, you can as well post your queries in the live chat. I'll look into them as well while we are in the Q&A section. So without further ado, I'll just start this off. Before I start off, this is a CAT 2021 paper. I'm not sure which slot. I've not looked into the questions. I did not attempt CAT last year. I might have looked into some questions. I'm not sure if some students have asked me for doubts, but I'll try to give a pure perspective as in. So the major idea behind my attempt is for you to understand how I'm taking the decisions and those kind of things. It will depend on your comfortability as well. You can attune it to according to your comfortability and your strength areas and so on. So let's start this off. 1 second, I just set it up. Okay. So the length of each side of a regular hexagon is 2. T is the midpoint of CD, the length of 80. So Apollonius is one idea that comes to my mind if I visualize this. I'm not completely sure whether that is the best way to go about it. So I'll mark this for review. Sorry, I just marked 2 questions for review. Okay. If R is a constant such that this equal to R has exactly 3 distinct real roots, the value of R, 3 distinct real roots. Okay. I see a possibility of a perfect square inside a mod. So in order to get 3 distinct real roots, there has to have an occurrence of 0 somewhere. Okay, if I get 17 out here, so after opening the mod, I'll get plus minus 17. So minus 17 will translate to x square minus 4x plus 4 equal to 0. So that will give me a single root, x equal to 4. And the other possibility might give us 2 roots. So I'll mark 17 and mark this for review. I'll check this later on. Strength of indigo solution in percentage is equal to the amount of indigo in grams per 100 cc. Okay. 2 800 cc bottles are filled with indigo solution. Strengths this. Okay, so part is thrown away and equal volume is okay. So allegation type idea. The strength of the indigo solution, the first bottle has now changed. Okay, so yeah, so purely allegation out here. So you're 33, 17, and 21. So 4 is to 12. So that is 1 is to 3. So 1 is to 3 is the mixing. But here 1 पहले throw 3 throw किया है and then 3 add किया है, right? So what are we looking for? Left in the second bottle, right? So 3/4 उधर से आ गया है, तो 1/4 of 800 होगा. So that will be 200. So let's mark that. A basket of 2 apples, 4 oranges, and 6 mangoes costs the same as a basket of 1 apple, 4 oranges, and 8 mangoes, and a basket of, okay. The number of mangoes in a basket of mangoes that is the same. Okay, okay. So ये सबको mangoes के terms में लाना है. What do I find? If I compare the first two, we have 4 oranges constant. So 1 apple should be equivalent to 2 mangoes. So 1 apple should be equivalent to 2 mangoes. Here I have oranges and mangoes only. All right, so let's translate one of these to pure oranges and mangoes. So 1 apple is 2 mangoes. So this will become 4 oranges and 10 mangoes, right? So 4 oranges, 10 mangoes will be equivalent to 8 oranges, 7 mangoes. So 4 oranges, यहाँ पे 10 mangoes था, तो 3 mangoes. So that is equivalent to 3 mangoes. Yeah, so now I can utilize anything. So for example, इससे कर लेते हैं. 1 apple is 2 mangoes. So यहाँ पे 4 mango हो गया. 4 oranges are 3 mangoes. Yeah, इसी से कर लेता ना, sorry. So 2 and 3, so that's 5 and 8, so 13 mangoes. Amal purchases some pens at 8 each, so to sell these, he hires an employee at a fixed wage. Okay, sells 100 of these at 12 each. If the remaining pens are sold at 11 each, Okay, so number of pens are more than 100. Then he makes a profit of 300 while he makes a loss of 300 if the pens are sold. Okay, so expenses mein there will be the cost of the pen and the wage of the employee. So what is the change? Forget about this fixed one. Also 100, 12. So this is also fixed in both the scenarios. 11 each में sell किया तो 300 का profit हो रहा है. 9 each में sell किया तो 300 का loss हो रहा है. So there's a reduction of 600 if we reduce the selling price of each pen by 2 rupees. So there are 300 pens in the second lot. Okay. We're looking for wage of the employee, right? So I can take any one of scenario. So let's look at the profit in terms of selling the pens. So each pen has a cost price of 8. These are sold at 4 profit into 100. So that is 400. And in the first scenario, if these 300 are sold at 11, so that's a profit of 3 each. So 3 cross 300, that's 900. So that's 1300. 1300 में 300 का profit, meaning that wage of the employee should be 1000. Sorry, ज़्यादा zero here. 1000, yeah. Okay. Identical chocolate pieces are sold in 2 boxes, small and large. Large box is sold for twice the price of the small box. Selling price per gram of the chocolate is 12% less than the small box. Percentage by which the weight of the chocolate is large. Oh, okay. It's a pure ratio question. I don't like this 12% as of now, and percentage by which nearest to, so maybe this is approximate. So I'll just mark this for you. I got the idea what to do. Okay, 1 minus x square is 1 plus x into 1 minus x. So this might give us some simplification out here. But इसमें लिखना पड़ेगा. I mean, let me mark this for review. हो जाएगा, but let's mark this for review. x01, x1, 2. Okay, so there's some sort of recursion happening. So ऐसे cases में two value, so any term is dependent on the previous two terms. तो कुछ cyclicity होने का chance है. So let's look at this. So 1 लिया, 2 लिया. So the next one will be 1 plus 2 by 1. So that is 3. 1 plus 3 by 2. So that is 2. 1 plus 2 by 3. That is 1. Okay, 2 1 हो गया. Okay, interesting. 1 plus 1 by 2. So that is 1. 1 plus 1 by 1. So that is 2. So यहाँ पे एक repetition हो रहा है this one, right? So there's a cycle of 5. We are looking for 2021. So 2021 को 5 से divide करो, remainder is 1. So I'm looking for x1. x1 कौन सा था? x1 is 2. So 2021 will also be 2. So it's a cycle of 5 basically. How many 3-digit numbers are greater than 100 and increased by 198 when the 3 digits are arranged in reverse order? Okay, so if I reverse and take a difference, it will be 99 times the difference of the first digit and the last digit. Middle digit cancel out हो जाएगा. So 99 times matlab, so first digit and last digit should have a difference of 2. And after reversal, the value increases. So matlab first digit, the leftmost digit should be less than the rightmost digit with by 2. So 1, 3 से लेके 7, 9 तक हो सकता है. So there are 7 possibilities here. And in each possibility, the middle one can be occupied by 10 digits. Middle one कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो total 70 होगा. So there should be 70 such numbers. 2 trains cross each other in 14 seconds when running in opposite direction. The faster train is this. Okay, faster train का speed मिल गया because when it's crossing a pole, it's crossing itself. Speed of the other train is हाँ तो speed of the slower train भी मिल गया with the faster train. हाँ तो ये तो हो ही जाएगा, कर ही लेता हूँ. थोड़ा सा कैलकुलेशन करना है, but ठीक है. 160 by 12, so that is 40 by 3. 6 kilometer is 6 into 5 by 18, so that is 5 by 3. तो slower train का minus 5 by 3 मतलब 35 by 3 होगा. So this is the slower train and this is the faster train. So when they are crossing opposite to each other, so that is 75 by 3 मतलब 25 meter per second के speed से cross होगा. And they cross in 14 seconds. So 14 by 4 is 3.5 into 100, so 350. So 350 meter cross कर रहा है, 160 meter इसका है, दूसरे वाले का 190 होगा. Hospital admitted 21 less COVID and eventually recovered. Sum of recovery days ये रखा है, average 3 more. Okay. ओके तो ये फैक्टर रिलेटेड टाइप का कभी कभी खेल लेता हूँ, ऑप्शन होता है तो आई एम नॉट लाइकिंग द नंबर्स आउट हियर 200 152 21 का डिफरेंस बिटवीन द फैक्टर्स, 3 का डिफरेंस बिटवीन द फैक्टर्स, इंटीजर नहीं भी आ सकता है, सो मे बी नॉट फैक्टर्स, आई मीन वैल्यूज इंटीजर होगा बट देन डिवाइड करके मतलब एवरेज इज नॉट इंटीजर मे बी। ओके सो ऑप्शन होता तो थोड़ा सा ट्राई कर लेते हैं, इसको अभी मार्क फॉर रिव्यू करके रखता हूँ। अनियन इज सोल्ड फॉर 5 व्हाटएवर, रेट दे रखा है फर्स्ट 3 मंथ्स में इक्वल है, ओके हाफ द अमाउंट इन नेक्स्ट 2 मंथ्स। Oh, this is also very similar to one other question that I mean the idea, ये थोड़ा सा, अच्छा चलो माफ फॉर रिव्यू करता हूँ, नॉट श्योर। एरिया ऑफ रेगुलर हेक्सागन इज इक्वल टू द एरिया ऑफ इक्विलैटरल ट्रायंगल ऑफ साइड 12 इन द लेंथ और ओ ये तो बहुत इजी है। तो रेगुलर हेक्सागन इज 6 इक्विलैटरल ट्रायंगल्स राइट, तो ए स्क्वायर का रेशियो विल बी 1:6, तो ए का रेशियो विल बी 1:√6, तो इसका 1/√6 होगा, तो 12 इज 2 × 6, तो 2√6 होगा। A circle of diameter 8 inches is inscribed on a triangle where ABC is 90, BC equal to 10, then the area BC is 10, so this is not the hypotenuse, B is 90, 8 inches. Oh, अच्छा अच्छा वो in circle वाला idea, I've discussed these things I guess. इसमें Pythagoras करना पड़ेगा, I'm not sure triplet आएगा कि नहीं, so let's mark this for review, I'll test it later on. Number of integers n that satisfy the inequalities. Okay, so there are 3 critical points out here: 60, 100 and 20. 100 से n का distance should be less than 20 से distance. अच्छा 60 is the bang average of 20 and 100 right, तो इसका मतलब it has to be this direction, मतलब 60 नहीं ले सकते, it has to be this direction. Also 60 का distance 100 से distance से कम होगा, 60 and 100 का mid point is 80, तो 80 पहुंच नहीं सकता, so it has to be in this range, not inclusive, तो 19 numbers in this range, integer बोला था ना, हाँ तो obviously count नहीं कर सकता मैं otherwise, so 19. Amount Nita and Geeta together earn in a day equals what Sita alone earns in 6 days. Okay, Sita and Nita together earn, okay, the ratio of brilliant, oh, okay, this is very simple. So Nita and Geeta compared to Sita, efficiency wise अगर सोचो, so this will be 6:1 right, because earning is that way, so efficiency should be 6:1, so total efficiency 7 हो जाएगा, something like this in this relation. Sita and Nita compared to Geeta 1 day and 2 day, तो 2:1 होगा, तो टोटल 3 हो जाएगा। टोटल एफिशिएंसी सेम होना चाहिए, तो इसको 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देता हूँ, इसको 7 से, सो दिस इज इनटू 3, दिस इज इनटू 7। क्या निकालना है, रेशियो ऑफ अर्ली अर्निंग्स और अच्छा तो कौन है, आई डोंट केयर, सो जस्ट मैक्सिमम मिनिमम का सोचना है ना मुझे। तो टोटल अगर 21 होगा, एक का एफिशिएंसी 3 है, दूसरे का 7 है, तो थर्ड वन इज 11, 10 एंड 11 लेफ्ट और 21, तो ये दोनों का रेशियो होगा, तो 11:3। Number of groups of 3 or more distinct numbers that can be chosen from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the groups always include 3 and 5, 7 and 8, never included together. दोनों exclude हो सकता है. So I think we have to take 3 cases: 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 8, and 3, 5, not 7, not 8. I think ये हो गया मेरे दिमाग में. So if I take 3, 5, 7, the remaining 4 numbers, a total of 8 numbers, ये 4 को छोड़ के बाकी और 4 numbers होंगे. Each have 2 options, so 2 to the power 4, 16 options. 3, 5, 8 अगर लेंगे, that will also be 16 options. If I take 3 and 5, not 7, not 8, तो बाकी 4 का 2 ऑप्शन होगा 16, बट हमें 3 और मोर बोला है, तो इसमें से एक ऑप्शन हटाना पड़ेगा where none of the other numbers are selected. So it's what 48 minus 1, 47. Okay, so polynomial inequality, यहाँ पे रूट्स क्या है, सम ऑफ रूट इज -2, -50, तो -5 and 3 है ऊपर में, यहाँ पे क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स -18, सम ऑफ रूट इज 7, तो 9 एंड -2, तो ये चार कहीं ना कहीं तो आना ही पड़ेगा। ओ ऑप्शन बहुत इजी है, ऑल ऑफ दीज फोर हैव टू कम, only in this option we have that, so yeah, it's pretty easy. Amar, Akbar, Anthony are working on a project. Working together, Amar and Akbar can complete in 1 year. Akbar and Anthony in 16 months. Anthony and Amar can complete in 2 years. And the person who is neither the fastest nor the slowest works alone. The time in months he will take to complete the project. Okay, it's a fairly simple one. I have to obviously consider each month has 30 days or something, an equal number of days in these kind of questions. Otherwise, it's a parity नहीं रहेगा. Complicated ऐसा नहीं होता है. So 1 year मतलब 12 months, 16 months and 24 months, right? 12, 16, 24. So we are 12, 16 and 24. This is the lowest two and this is the fastest two. Slowest two and fastest two. Sorry, उल्टा बोल दिया. मतलब this is the fastest two and this is the slowest two. तो इन दोनों में जो कॉमन है that is the middle person, right? So अमर अकबर, so अमर का निकालना है. तो अमर का निकालने के लिए I have to ignore this one. तो ये वाला important है. Okay, just noting this, later on I'll utilize it. 12, 16, 24 I can take 96 as the sum of as a total work. तो यहाँ पे 8 हो गया, यहाँ पे 6 हो गया और यहाँ पे 4 हो गया. Great. So 8, 6, 4, that's what 14, 18, right? So we have 18. But importantly, I have to half it because जब होगा तो वो दो करके ऐड होगा, so सबका efficiency double हो गया. So 9 is the total efficiency. इन दोनों का 6 है, तो 9 minus 6 will give us Amar का efficiency. So Amar का efficiency is 3, 96 total work, so 32. ये मैं सोच रहा था थोड़ा शायद ये जो मार्क फॉर रिव्यू करना चाहिए था, but it's a 19th question, so I took this thing risk. Natural numbers are divided into the groups. So on some of the numbers in the 15th group. Sure. Observation, I'm noticing that the last number is a perfect square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. So 15 group का last number will be 15 square and 14 group का last number will be 14 square. I can utilize that. थोड़ा सा calculative है, options might help me. Okay, let's not get enticed. Anil invests some money at a fixed rate of interest compounded annually. Second year and third year. Doing the fourth year nearest to अच्छा. Some bad calculation. I'll mark this for you. ABM 15, 12, 20. Vinu works every day. Anu works on alternate days starting from the first day. Manu works alternate days starting from the second day. Okay. So Vinu Anu and Vinu Manu. ऐसे काम हो रहा है. Then number of days period. Okay, fairly simple. So 15, 12, 20, 60 ले लेता हूँ total work. So Anu, Vinu, Manu. So that is 4, 5 and 3. These are the efficiencies. The work will happen first Vinu Anu, then Vinu Manu. So Vinu Anu का 9 होगा and Vinu Manu का 8 होगा. So on every 2 days we are completing 17. So in 6 days we'll complete 51. And next day में 9 हो जाएगा. पहले Vinu Manu हो रहा है ना, तो 9 ही बचा है, तो 7 days will be required. Okay. So I think we're done. So let's look at the mark for review once. ये मेरे को verify करना था, ये पहले कर लेता हूँ. So my idea was that x square minus 4x minus 13. If I get something like x square minus 4x plus 4 equal to 0, this will give me a single root, right? So ये करने के लिए I need a minus 17 here. तो minus 17 से ये आ जाएगा. That will give me a single root. And अगर मैं उसको 17 लेता हूँ तो the other possibility will be this. तो ये हो जाएगा एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 4x माइनस 30. हाँ, तो इसमें दो रूट तो आ ही जाएगा बिकॉज प्रोडक्ट ऑफ रूट इज नेगेटिव. तो या सो दैट इज करेक्ट एक्चुअली. ठीक है, सो दिस इज फेयरली करेक्ट. इसको अनमार्क कर देता हूँ. ओके, नाउ लेट मी लुक एट दिस. सो व्हाट इज द लेंथ ऑफ ईच साइड. हाँ, तो इसमें क्या पोलोनियस का आइडिया आ रहा था. ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. सपोज दिस इज ए बी सी सी डी का है ना, तो बी सी डी, तो ये सी डी हो गया, तो टी यहाँ पे आएगा. सो आई वाज थिंकिंग ऑफ दिस ट्रायंगल बेसिकली. और भी तरीका हो सकता है बट अपोलोनियस फटाक से आ रहा है मेरे दिमाग में. दिस इज द मिड पॉइंट राइट. तो ये ट्रायंगल का मीडियन है ना ये. नाउ साइड इज 2, तो ये वाला जो प्राइम डायगोनल ये तो 4 हो जाएगा. एंड दिस इज √3 प्लस √3, सो 2 √3. ओके, तो इस पे लगाना है ना अपोलोनियस. एंड दिस इज 1 बाय द वे. So we have 4 square plus 2 √3 square. 2 √3 square is 4 into 3, 12 is equal to twice of whatever square we are looking for plus 1 square. So 16 plus 12, that is 28 by 2. So 14 minus 1, 13. 13 का square root. तो √13 है. Okay, ये हो गया. काफी सारा मार्क है इसमें, मैं मार्क कर रहा हूँ. Which one should I go for? ये कर सकता हूँ, ये कर सकता हूँ. हाँ, these two I was talking about, this one and this one. तो ये पहले कर लेता हूँ, ये थोड़ा easy लग रहा है comparatively. Onion 5 months 10 20, तो 10 20 25 25 and 50, these are the rates. The first 3 months, so in these kind of cases I don't care about the actual expense and all, because you're looking for average expense. I just need to maintain the relationship. So first 3 months का equal है total expense. So these are rates, the expenses I'm talking about, and I'll just get the weights that we purchase or something. So total expense by total weight करके average आ जाएगा, that is the idea. And spends half the amount on the next 2 months. So यहाँ पे जो values आएगा उसका half होगा, right? तो अच्छा, everything is divisible by 50, right? तो इन दोनों का 50 ले लेता हूँ, तो फिर यहाँ पे 100 something like this. Okay. So 10 kg, 5 kg, 4 kg, 2 kg, 1 kg. So that's a total of, this is 7, 12, 22. So 22 and 400. 400 by 22 is 200 by 11. 2 by 11 percentage अगर याद है 18.18%. So nearest to is 18. And this one, right? हाँ, इसका भी similar idea करूँगा. So large box is twice the price of the small box, right? So price का relation is 2:1. Yeah, ठीक है, ऐसे रखता हूँ फिलहाल. Large and small. I'll not take these values. I'll convert this a little bit. And selling price per gram, something like this. So that is 12% less. So 100 or 88 ना. तो 4 से हटाया तो 20 to 25. Okay, so 11 and 25 मल्टीप्लाई करना है, इंटीजर रखने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. चल मल्टीप्लाई 275 टू बोथ ऑफ दीस, तो ये 550 हो जाएगा एंड ये 275 हो जाएगा. सो आई टेक द प्राइस एज दीस. तो ग्राम का रेशियो हो जा रहा है 550 by 22 is 275 by 11, so that is 25 and this is 11. ठीक है, तो क्या निकालना था? वेट ऑफ द लार्ज एक्सीड्स द स्मॉल. ओके, सो दैट इज 14 by 11, राइट? Exceeds is 14. 14 by 11 is 1. 3 by 11. तो 100% तो हो गया. 3 by 11 is 27.27. So इन लोगों को by 11 बड़ा पसंद है आज. Anyhow, so that's for this. ये भी हो गया था शायद. 7th, 11th. ये इजी है, ये भी इजी है. ठीक है, इसको कर लेता हूँ पहले. So you have a right angle triangle BC. So center of the circle यहाँ पे अगर होता है, let me draw 3 radii. So diameter 8 है, तो ये सब 4 4 है, तो ये भी 4 हो जाएगा, ये भी 4 हो जाएगा. This is 10, so this is 6. तो ये 6 है, तो ये भी 6 होगा tangents. और ये x होगा, तो ये x होगा. This is what we're looking for. यहाँ पे कोई ट्रिपलेट दिख तो नहीं रहा है डायरेक्टली मेरे को. So let me use Pythagoras. So x plus 6 whole square minus x plus 4 whole square is equal to 10 square, 100. So a plus b is 2x plus 10. A minus b is 200. 2 into 4 हटा देता हूँ, तो x plus 5 is 25. So x is 20. So 20 हो गया. So the sides are 24 and 10, right? So half into 24 into 10. So that is 120. ओके इसका मैं ये सोच रहा था 15 ग्रुप का जो लास्ट टर्म है दैट विल बी 15 स्क्वायर 225 और 14 ग्रुप का लास्ट टर्म है 14 स्क्वायर 196 सो 197 से लेके 225 का समेशन करना है ना ओके so the average is 197 plus 225 by 2 AP है तो first term plus last term by 2 and number of terms क्या होगा 197 से 200 there are 4 terms and then we have 25 more so एक second 197 से 200 there are 4 numbers and then 25 more yeah so into 29 होगा okay 3 इसमें डाल देता हूँ 200 and 222 422 by 2 211 into 29 ओ चलो अच्छा ठीक है लास्ट डेट 9 होगा ना पूरा कैलकुलेट करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ा अच्छा अब थोड़े डिफिकल्ट वाले थे डिफिकल्ट नहीं बोलूंगा थोड़ा कैलकुलेटेड थे ये कर ले तो ये लग रहा है कि हो जाएगा बिकॉज आई ऑब्जर्व दैट दिस इज 1 plus x 1 minus x एक्सप्लिसिटली कर ले तो टाइम तो बतेड़े है बस okay so this will be minus of this and then breaking it so minus log 1 plus x minus log 1 minus x hope this is visible properly 1 minus x तो अच्छा दिस कैंसल्स ओके ग्रेट वो ये मैंने देखा नहीं था इनिशियली अच्छा फिर तो सब सिंपल ही हो गया तो दिस इज व्हाट -5 कटेगा -1 so log of this is -1 base 10 है so root over 1 minus x is 10 to the power -1 1 by 10 1 minus x is 1 by 100 तो x is 99 by 100 क्या निकालना है मुझे वो 100 है अच्छा ठीक सोच लो 100 x is 99 okay I think I'll be done very quick हो ही गया almost both a little calculator ये वाला करता हूँ let's see suppose hospital A admitted 21 less COVID infected patients at hospital B and all eventually recovered the sum of the recovery days for patients in hospitals A and B were 200 and 152 okay let me do it in this way so we have A and B this is the sum of the recovery days right so निकालना क्या था मुझे number in hospital A अच्छा तो उसको वेरिएबल ले लेता हूँ कुछ so let's say that is n or something this will be the average recovery days of A right and for B the sum of recovery days is 152 A admitted 21 less than B तो इसका n plus 21 होगा and average का relation A was 3 more than B okay तो ये average -3 होगा अच्छा रिलेशन एक बार देख लेता हूँ A का 21 लेस देन B ठीक है एवरेज इज 3 मोर देन हाँ ठीक है सो यहाँ पे फैक्टर्ड एक मिल नहीं रहा मे बी द एवरेज दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज विजुअलाइजिंग आल्सो आई थिंक द एवरेज माइट कम आउट टू बी डेसिमल्स ओके तो एक्सप्लिसिटली करते हैं तो वी हैव 200 by n minus 152 by n plus 21 is equal to 3. I'm solving for n, so I'm keeping that variable. So 200 n plus 200 into 21, 4200 minus 152 n. अब ये होगा 3 into n plus 21, so 3n square plus 3 into n into 21, so 63n. अगर ये तुम लोग विजुअलाइज नहीं कर पाते तो राइट दैट स्टेप मेरे से हो जाता है n into n plus 21 into 3 तो कैंसिलेशन देखता हूँ अच्छा आई थिंक 3 सब में है नहीं इसमें अच्छा ये कट के हो जाएगा, अरे ठीक है बाद में कर लेता हूँ. So this is 63n is 48n, so I'll get 15n, right? So 3n square plus 15n minus 4200 equal to 0. So this is what I have. To cancel out of the 3, I have something like this. Okay, 1400 5 का difference, 17 to 20 तो है, with 35 into 40. So 35 into 40 will work. 35 into 40. Some of the roots are negative. So minus plus 35 होगा and minus 40 होगा. Obviously n cannot be negative, so 35 will be the answer. So this is what I was saying. 200 by 35 ये decimal में आ रहा है ना. Factors वाला चीज तभी काम करता है if everything is integers. So if that is not working, better take this process. Okay, so this is done. एक ही बचा. So this idea I think I've explained a lot of times in our classes and our practice sessions में किया है. So we are given the interest of second year and third year. So let's start with the amount of first year. So amount of first year is suppose A1 or something. This is generating an interest of 806.25. So in the third year, interest यहाँ से आएगा same 806.25 because rate of interest is not changing. तो यहाँ से बाकी interest आएगा, बाकी कितना है? So that is 60 point, what is this? 47, right? 60.47. Okay, bad numbers. अच्छा इसीलिए nearest to कुछ पूछा था यहाँ पे. हाँ nearest to. Okay. So I can approximate. अच्छा फिर next मुझे किसका निकालना है? Fourth year का ना? Okay, fourth year का what will be happening? This is going to generate 806.25 again. This we know generate 60.47. तो इस साल में मतलब इस वाले में वही करेगा. This is also part of the amount. So that is also going to generate 60.47. इसका मुझे पता नहीं. So I can calculate the interest and all, but मैं थोड़ा fractionally जाऊँगा. मतलब यहाँ से ये कितना fraction हो रहा है, यहाँ से उतना ही fraction इधर आएगा, right? So approximate करना है. बहुत ज़्यादा close नहीं है, थोड़ा बहुत close है. First let me approximate and check. अच्छा पहले इसका टोटल कर लेता हूँ. ये तीनों का कितना हो रहा है? This is 47, 47, 94. 1 ही कर लेता हूँ इसको. तो 121 and 806. So that is what 927, right? So 927 तो आ चुका है approximately इन तीनों से. अच्छा, what I'm observing is अगर मैं इसको 80 कर लेता हूँ, that is 1/10, then उसका 3/4 हो रहा है ना, तो 1/10 करके 3/4, something like this. तो 60 पे भी अगर सेम करता हो, so that is 6 into 3/4, so 4.5 के आसपास होगा. तो अगर 4.5 इस पे ऐड करें तो 931 समथिंग होना चाहिए. हाँ 934 नहीं जाएगा, 921 ये दोनों तो हो ही नहीं सकता, उससे ज्यादा होगा. सो 934 पहुंचेगा नहीं, बिकॉज़ 7 नहीं हो सकता. या सो आई गेस दैट्स इट, राइट? ओके लेट्स सबमिट. ओह आई गॉट वन रॉन्ग. कौन सा? अरे यार फिर से मैंने वो कर दिया था क्या? आई गॉट 1000. I edited also, no? 1000, 10,000. Maybe server पे 10,000 ले लिया सकते. I got this correct. Anyhow, so okay, I'll just briefly go with. I briefly provide the analysis first, and then I'll take up the Q&A. So यहाँ पे I think this was understood. So I'll just explain this a little better. I'll draw the hexagon in a different manner. अगर वो visualization नहीं हो रहा है तो always keep this CD as flat. तो थोड़ा easy होता है देखने में. So assume that this is CD or something. Cyclically, clockwise, anti-clockwise नाम करोगे, it doesn't really matter here. तो ठीक है, just keeping a parity out here. So A, B, C, D ऐसे करके कर लो. तो this is A, right? A, B, C, D ऐसे. बाकी vertex का नाम is not relevant out here. So if I take this as T, so we're looking for this length, right? In this triangle, this is the median. So for median, I hope you're aware of Apollonius theorem. AD square plus AC square will be equal to twice of the median square plus either DT square or TC square, doesn't matter, it's the same thing. इट्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट जो कभी कभी आता है इसके बेसिस में. देयर कुड बी अदर वेज, अभी तो आ नहीं रहा मेरे दिमाग में. मे बी यहाँ पे ये वाला ड्रॉ करके आई कैन यूज पाइथागोरस मे बी. या दिस कुड हैव बीन अ वे, या दिस कुड हैव बीन सिंपल एक्चुअली. हाँ ये ऑल्टरनेटिव है, जो ये ऑल्टरनेटिव दिखा दे रहा हूँ. उस टाइम आया नहीं था मेरे दिमाग में, ये वाला आया था फटाक से. So AD is the prime diagonals, right? So there are two types of diagonals in hexagon, the regular hexagon that is. बाकी hexagons में भी ऐसे ही होता है, but when I say two types, they are of equal length. I mean one type and another type. So these types are connecting the opposite vertices. If you remember the 6 equilateral triangles wala idea, this is if you have a regular hexagon, these will be 60 degrees. So ये equilateral triangle होगा. So this diagonal will be twice the side, right? Because this is one of the sides and this is another side, something like that. So this is twice the side of the hexagon. And if you check the other type, उसके लिए मैं ऐसा कर लेता हूँ, थोड़ा easy होगा visualize करना. So if you're not connecting two opposite vertices, so basically what you're doing is you're connecting any vertex to another vertex which is 2 apart, right? Opposite is 3 apart, 1 2 3. But कोई और से अगर connect करोगे, so something like this or something like this, these are all this is even this one, this is also that, right? तो ये वाला देखते हैं, थोड़ा easy होगा. इस केस में क्या होता है, this is 120 degree, right? Regular hexagon. So if I drop a perpendicular here, just by symmetry you should be understanding that this is 60, this is 60 and this is 90. तो ये 30 60 90 हो जाता है ना. तो ये 60 के लिए डबल लाइन दे रहा हूँ और 30 के लिए सिंगल लाइन दे रहा हूँ. So this is 30 60 90. In this triangle the side is opposite to 90 degree. तो 60 के opposite क्या होगा, √3. 1:2:√3. तो ये √3 हो गया, ये भी √3 हो गया. So that will be giving us 2√3. तो ये AC will be 2√3. And this, as I explained here, double the side to 4 and then just use this. So this is the approach that I utilized. एक और अभी दिख रहा था मेरे को. 1 second. Let's take this off. Noticing something else. So, oh हाँ, ये तो अरे मैंने बनाया भी था. ओह ये तो easy था. Actually ये 90 degree होगा ना. So this is 2√3. ये आएगा काम. And this is 1. हाँ ये बहुत simple था यार. Apologies बेकार गया. This was very simple. I took a longer approach. And yeah, जो first click किया था, I just went along with it. Analysis is the part that you should, I mean, these things you should analyze, not during the paper. कभी-कभी होता है, miss हो जाता है, even as you can see in evidence. मेरे से भी हो जाता है. But during analysis, if you notice these kind of things, that will help you in the future, something like that. Not to me, मेरे को कुछ नहीं है, but you guys I'm talking about. So this was an interesting idea. It said that this thing has to have 3 distinct real roots. So what I'm noticing is whatever R I take, I mean obviously it has to be positive, otherwise if negative hoga to you don't have any real roots any which way. This whole mod cannot be negative, right, for real numbers. So obviously R has to be something positive. So if you just visualize this as something like this, R being positive, so mod agar open karenge to plus minus R hoga. In order to get 3 distinct real roots, see, if I get x square minus 4x plus minus whatever equal to 0, now this will either give me 2 roots when you have that discriminant greater than 0. This will give me no real roots if the discriminant is less than 0. And this will give me 1 real root when the discriminant is equal to 0. But remember the way I explained these in lessons and practice sessions and all. If the discriminant is equal to 0, वो तभी होता है when this becomes a perfect square, right? तो ये perfect square करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? We need to have x square minus 4x plus 4 equal to 0, right? This is x minus 2 whole square, right? A minus b का idea लगा सकते हो. So this is x minus 2 whole square. So just think about this. I mean यहाँ से ये लाना है मुझे, और just reverse it out. X square minus 4x plus 4 equal to 0 अगर होता है तो x square minus 4x plus minus 13 क्या होना चाहिए? So you are subtracting 17, तो इधर भी subtract करो, so you get minus 17, right? So ये minus 17 आने के लिए R has to be 17, right? तभी तो ये minus 17 वाला पिकअप होगा इस साइड में. तो अगर R को 17 लेते हैं, so you get plus minus 17, तो minus 17 से you get 1 root, and the other side you'll have something like, one second, the other one, you'll have something like this, and this is what I checked because देखना पड़ेगा, ऐसा ना हो कि मतलब कोई route ही नहीं आया. We get something like this, right? Now check this out. I mean, see, one thing, I mean, you can use this in many different ways. If you use the discriminant idea, the discriminant of a quadratic is b square minus 4ac, right? So if a into c is negative, तो b square minus 4ac तो positive ही होगा, right? तो यहाँ पे a 1 है, which is positive, and c is negative. So a into c negative होगा, right? तो ये discriminant positive आना चाहिए. Or you can use common sense also. If you have the product of the roots as negative, imaginary numbers का कोई sign नहीं होता. So if you have the product of root as negative, that is only possible if you have real roots. One real root positive, another real root negative. So इसमें obviously दो root आएगा. So you'll get two roots here. What are the roots? I don't care. I just need the value of r, and you get one root for this perfect square. So you get three distinct real roots. So that satisfies the condition. So 17 should be the answer. So nice question here. This was allegation. I don't think I have to explain. If you have any doubts, I'll look into that. Maybe the last part, 1/4 में अगर कुछ doubt था तो पूछ लेना. चलो वो वाला part मैं समझा देता हूँ पहले. So we have 33%, we have 17%, we have 21%. 4:12, 1:3, right? So what is this? This mixing is happening after the thrown away is done, right? The thrown away and replace. So this part is this one. This replaced by an equal volume of the solution. So this replacement is this one, right? So this mixing. So initially the thrown away hua hai na, so don't forget that. So what are we looking for? If the strength of the indigo solution in the first bottle is how much, whatever, or the sorry. The solution of the solution left in the second bottle is the length of the, then the volume. Sorry, the volume of the solution left in the second bottle. So we're looking for the second bottle, right? The second bottle se kya kar rahe? So see, put it in this way: whatever volume we removed from the first bottle, we added that much volume, right? So this is the first bottle, and this is the second bottle. So first bottle में अगर 1 लीटर के साथ, sorry, एक part के साथ bottle 2 का 3 parts add कर रहे हैं. So what does that mean? From bottle 1, we have initially removed 3 parts. So if I imagine it in this way, this is the bottle 1, suppose. So this is 1 part left and 3 parts thrown away. तो bottle 2 से equal volume का है ना दोनों, तो bottle 2 से भी मुझे इतना ही लाना पड़ेगा ना, this much only, right? So this will be what, 3/4 of the total volume. So 3/4 of the total volume we are transferring. So we are looking for how much is left. So how much is left? So 1/4 of the total volume. So 1/4 of 800, that is 200. So that is what this question was. I think ये idea कुछ lesson में बहुत बार करवाया भी है मैंने, this throwing and replacing idea. This was pretty simple. I don't think I have to explain. If you have any doubts in the method that I utilize, so I was just trying to get everything in terms of mangoes, because that is what we're looking for, right? A basket containing all mangoes having the same price as these 3 baskets. So these 3 baskets that are given are having equal prices. So we are looking for a pure mango wala basket, which will have the same price as this or this or this, or something like that. So I converted everything in terms of mangoes, and then we can get the answer. ये पता नहीं 10,000 कैसे आ गया. I initially मैं मार्क करते हुए 0 एक एक्स्ट्रा आ गया था, if you remember, but then again answer to 1,000. I think this was also self-explanatory. I don't have to. If you have any doubts, do ask. Yeah, I think this was also explained. This was step by step. I don't think I have to add anything to this. Academic cases, when you have something like this, some relationship like this, don't get disheartened or don't get surprised or shocked or something. I think we have explained these kind of things in a lot of different ideas. Whenever there's a sort of a recursive idea, so recursive matlab one term is dependent on previous few terms, something like that. So whenever there's a recursive idea, there's a chance you get a cycle. And CAT OMET में अगर ऐसा टाइप का क्वेश्चन आता है, you need x मतलब 2021 term you require. So in those kind of cases, there has to be a cycle. I mean, otherwise it doesn't make sense. I mean, you can solve this. Maybe it will give us something, but then utna complicate karne ka zarurat nahi hai from CAT scope. So just utilize that idea and just figure out the next order term. So what, how am I looking at this? Any term is dependent on the previous term and the previous to previous term. So n plus 2 ke liye n plus 1 is the previous term, right? And n plus 2 ke liye n plus 1 is the previous to previous term. So last to last term, something like that. So start with 1 and 2. So these are the first two terms given. So next term kya hoga? 1 ये तो constant है हमेशा. So 1 plus the previous term upon the previous to previous term. So that is 3, right? उसके बाद 1 plus previous term upon previous to previous term. So just keep on doing this. So 1 plus 3 by 2 ये 2 हो गया. फिर 1 plus 2 upon 3, right? So ये 1 हो गया. And just keep on doing this. So 1 plus, मैं इधर लिख रहा हूँ. 1 plus 1 upon 2. So that is 1. And then you have 1 plus previous term is 1 and previous to previous is this by 1. So that is 2. So I hope you can see there's a repetition now. So as soon as you get this repetition, because the first two terms again, try to get 1 and 2. I mean, यहाँ पे मैंने notice किया था 2 and 1 आ गया, but that's reverse order, right? So मुझे 1 and 2 चाहिए. So if I get 1 and 2, think about it. I mean, यहाँ से start किया था ना हम लोगों ने, तो उसके बाद 3 आया था, 2 आया था, and henceforth. तो यहाँ से भी obviously same ही आना चाहिए ना. So there's a cycle of 5 numbers. The cycle of these 5 numbers. So 2021 को अगर 5 से divide करे, the remainder is 1, right? So it should hit on x1. So x1 क्या है? 2. So that is the answer. Yeah, so this idea I have explained in classes, I mean in lessons also. 2-digit के लिए क्या होता है, 3-digit के लिए क्या होता है. If you know it, it will save time. जो मेरा थोड़ा हो गया 49 सेकंड में हो गया था. So this is like if you want to understand this, so you have the original number as something like this. You reverse it and it increases, right? तो मेरे को थोड़ा नीचे लिखना चाहिए था. Anyhow, so this, let's say this is the reverse number. It increases मतलब difference ऐसे होगा ना, मतलब this minus this होगा. So if you take a difference like this, notice that this cancels out, right? You have 100z minus z, so that is 99z, and x minus 100x, so that is minus 99x. So this is 99 times z minus x. So this is what I was talking about. So when I solved, I just straight away visualized that the difference will be 99 times the difference of the first digit and last digit in some way. I'll come to that later on. जब visualize कर रहा हूँ तो मैं explicitly ये लिख नहीं रहा हूँ ना. So I'm just visualizing as 99 times of difference of first digit and last digit, and that increases by 198, but that is the difference, right? So this is 198. So if you write it in this way, you straight away you can see. I mean, you get z minus x is 2, and this is the original number. Don't forget, the original number is the second one. So z is the last digit and x is the first digit, something like this. So z minus x is 2. X cannot be 0, right? Because it's a 3-digit number. So we can start with 1, this is 3, and this can go up to obviously 7 and 9. So there are 7 possibilities here. And in each possibility, see, y is irrelevant. So what does y being irrelevant mean? Y can take up any digit. So for each of the 7 cases for x and z pair, so if I have 1 and 3, so I can have 0 here, or 1 here, or 2 here, or up to 9 here, right? So for each of these cases, these are dependent on each other, but for each of these cases, y has 10 different possibilities. So 7 into 10, so that will be 70 cases. This is fairly simple only. I hope that was understood. If you have doubts, ask me. This had to be solved. I think I've elaborated this. मैं थोड़ा time लेके solve किया था इसको. Time भी काफी लगा था इसमें. इस last में किया था. That is fair enough. Yeah, so again, this is very similar to what I did in the other one. I think 6th question था ना वो. हाँ, इसमें similar idea था. This one also. So I just use the relation जो भी दिया है. I treat it as ratio only, these kind of things. Because average निकालना है और ये averages देना पड़ेगा. In any if you remember the time and distance problems, the way I solve it. I mean, whenever you have some relation given in terms of distances, some relation given in terms of times, if the individual speeds are given, that is enough to find the average speed. Just whatever distance hai ya time hai, uske basis mein relation le lo, and that's it. Take some numbers and you get the answer. It has to happen. So the same idea utilized here also. This one is pretty simple. I mean, so the idea is that if you have a regular hexagon, I mean, this is what I explained in the first question also, right? So if you have a regular hexagon, it can always be divided into 6 equilateral triangles, right? You can always divide a regular hexagon into 6 equilateral triangles. So if the side of regular hexagon is A and an equilateral triangle has a side of A, so what will be the areas? Each equilateral triangle has an area of root 3 by 4 A square. Here there are 6 of those, and here you have root 3 by 4 A square, and there's just one of those, right? So these two being equal, ye A square or ye A square should be in the ratio 1:6. So this is what I straight away visualize. This A square and A square should be in the ratio 1:6. So in order to do this, we need the A and the A in the ratio 1:6, right? So this A will be 1 by root 6 of this A. So 1 by root 6 of 12. That will be the answer straight away. So if you don't visualize this, and just put in, plug in here, and you'll get the answer. Same thing. थोड़ा सा time लगेगा, but 22 seconds में होना मुश्किल है otherwise. So I think most of you have got this correct also. Circle of diameter 8. This is that in circle wala idea. If you remember in our classes, we have discussed, and practice session we करवाया था in circle, semicircle for right angle triangles. So if you have a in circle, what happens is that if you take these 3 radii, the tangential ones, because this is 90 degree, and because the radius and tangent 90 degree, this is also 90 degree, and this is radius and radius. So this is definitely a rectangle with 2 adjacent sides equal. So this is a square basically, right? So if you take this as R, this is R. Suppose this length is A. So this is A minus R, right? This length. And this is B minus R if this is B or something. And not by these values, I'm coming to that. And if this is C, see now the second idea, so that's tangents to the same circle from the same point. So from this point, we are dropping 2 tangents. So if this is A minus R, this should also be A minus R. So from this point also, we are dropping 2 tangents. If this is B minus R, this is also B minus R. So what happens essentially is, this is A minus R and this is B minus R. So this A minus R plus B minus R is basically the hypotenuse. If you remember, I mean, वो जो मैंने बताया भी था, in books and all, it will be given like this, right? In radius is A plus B minus H by 2. But ये आता कहाँ से? From this idea. So if you remember this idea, I mean, you can utilize in different type of problems, not just to figure out in radius. जैसे इस question में, तो यहाँ पे जैसे मुझे ABC पता है, तो this is ABC or something. R मुझे पता है, so that is diameter is 8 inches, so this is 4 inches. And BC is given to be 10, right? So ये 6 हो गया. तो अगर ये 6 हो गया, तो ये भी 6 हो गया. All I need is this, right? तो इसको x पकड़ लिया था, इसको x पकड़ लिया था, and then I used Pythagoras. That's it. And in these kind of cases, whenever I have Pythagoras, I hope you notice this. I always keep the variables on the same side. So what I did was x plus 6 whole square minus x plus 4 whole square. ये 4 है, ये 4 है by the way. So this is x plus 6 whole square minus x plus 4 whole square is equal to 10 square, 100, right? तो फायदा ये होता है कि expand करने की जरूरत नहीं, you can directly apply a square minus b square here. So a plus b into a minus b idea. So yeah, few calculation tips. Yeah, so I use the distance idea. Those who have done lessons with us or practice sessions with us, I mean, you have already you're aware of this idea. I've utilized in various different types of problems. So mod of x minus y, whenever I have to interpret graphically or something, I always treat it as a distance between x and y. So no matter which is x, which is y. I mean, even if it is x here, y here, mod of x minus y is the absolute difference, right? So it will be the distance between x and y on the number line. So I'm treating this on a number line sort of idea. So what are the critical points out here? 60, 100, and 20. So if just for a small variation out here, so if this would have been any one of them, if this would have been suppose n plus 100. So n plus 100, I would have visualized it as n minus 100. So that is distance from minus 100, something like that. So just collect the critical points and map it in proper sequence. So 20, 60, and 100, right? I mean, by proper sequence, I mean on the number line. This gap is not relevant. I mean, that's fine. It's not required to be by scale or something. So what are the conditions? So first I looked at this condition. So n, the distance of n from 100 should be less than the distance of n from 20, right? So if I just look at these numbers, 20 and 100, the average is 60, right? This number coincidentally, but even if that was not, I would have plotted it here. So 20 and 100, the average is 60. If the n is on 60, something like that, if this is n, suppose, then this distance is 40, this distance is 40. That doesn't meet this constraint, right? So the distance to 100 should be less, right? So the n should be towards 100, something like that. So not including 60, but going towards 100. So that is this condition done. So first I checked this one, and next I checked this one, 60 and 100. I checked this one because 100 ke taraf it's aligned. So I was checking with 60 and 100, something like that. Not because these two are near to each other. I could have checked these two also. N minus 60 is less than n minus 20. But you can understand that that will automatically take care of itself, because if you take it in this side, 60 se distance jo hoga, 20 se distance will be this much plus that much, right? So obviously 20 se distance zyada hoga. So you don't have to check these two. कभी कभी देखना पड़ता है. I didn't say that, but I already observed it after I drew this much. So coming back to this, so 60 and 100 से 60 से distance कम होना चाहिए. So again 60 and 100 का average ले लो, तो 80 would be the point at which the distance from 60 and 100 are equal. तो ये ले नहीं सकते. It should be closer to 60, right? Because 60 से कम होना चाहिए distance. So this is the range we're looking from, excluding 60 and excluding 80. So 60 to 80 total 21 points, integral points, that is. In between there should be 19, excluding both of this. So that is the answer. So visualizing a number line, this becomes very simple. This idea, I think, again, I've explained in various different types. So whenever you have these kind of relationships, so there are multiple people out here. There is a relationship given of one person with respect to the rest of them. So whenever this kind of relationship is given, try to find the relationship in terms of the total. So obviously you can do that, right? So for example, the first relation, and obviously don't work in terms of earning, convert it to efficiency and stuff. So Nita and Geeta together, and Sita. So these two relations are, this group and Sita is related somewhat in terms of payment. So Nita and Geeta का जो payment है in one day, Sita earns in 6 days. So implies that whatever work Nita and Geeta is doing in one day, Sita takes 6 days to do the same work, right? So in terms of efficiency, if I think, this group should have 6 times the efficiency of Sita. So as I was saying, this relation known to us, I can always figure out the total efficiency of the 3, right? Because these 3 are in the context if you read the entire question. So 6 and 1 अगर ले लेता हूँ तो total क्या हो गया 7. Similarly, the other relation, Sita and Nita with respect to Geeta, right? So Geeta 2 दिन में, Sita and Nita 1 day में, तो efficiency पलट जाएगा. So this will be 2:1. So in terms of total, 2:1, तो ये 3 हो गया. Now, the advantage of using this is that here you can see the total I've taken as 7. Here I've taken the total as 3, but the total efficiency should be some constant, right? So because this is a ratio, I can do that. So I can multiply 3 to this entire ratio. I can multiply 7 to this entire ratio, and this becomes 21, 21. So I get a parity, right? Now I can compare these numbers. So if this is multiplied to 3, this should also be multiplied to 3. If this is multiplied to 7, this should also be multiplied to 7. So Sita का मिल गया, Geeta का मिल गया. So total is 21, जिसमें से Sita is 3, Geeta is 7. तो जो भी बचा Nita. So that is these two are 10 out of 21. So Nita का 11 होना चाहिए obviously because the total efficiency, right? And I was not concerned about who is which one, if you remember, while I was solving it, because मुझे was highest or lowest का सोचना था. तो I'm just looking at the numbers. So 3 and 11, right? So these two are the ratio we're looking for. Yeah, I think this was self-explanatory. If you have any doubts, do ask. The choices were on the rest of them, something like that, and each can be taken or not taken, right? Because it says 3 or more, so it can be all 8, and all 8 is not possible, but all 4 of the rest can be taken at any point of time, any combination or something. So I was going with that approach. If you have any doubts, to ask. And here what I did was, I mean, this is a polynomial inequality idea. So if you want to explicitly solve this, I mean, this will go as x plus 5 into x minus 3. And 9 and minus 2, right? So this will go as minus 9 and plus 2. Roots are 5, minus 5 and 3, 9 and minus 2. ये process से वो करना पड़ता है, but the process I use product of roots, sum of roots, I get the roots directly, so that saves a bit of time always for me. So this is required to be negative, right? So what happens in these kind of cases? So think about it. Plotting the roots here in sequence, that is minus 5 सबसे छोटा है, then you have minus 2, then you have 3, and then you have 9, right? And if you remember the basic idea, it becomes positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, right? So ये करने के लिए, again, if you have gone through the lessons or done, I don't remember exactly practice session में ऐसा टाइप का discuss हुआ है कि नहीं. So I just explain this. I mean, whenever you are doing this, rightmost side positive होगा, but तभी होगा provided all of these are of types x plus a or x minus a. I mean, you cannot have a minus x. So a minus x है तो पलट देना उसको और negative को positive कर लेना or something like that. So for example, अगर ये 3 minus x होता, so I would have converted this to x minus 3 because we are looking for negative, right? तो ये अगर negative है, उसका sign change किया तो positive है. But also if you have suppose 3 minus x and 9 minus x as well, और उसका मुझे नेगेटिव निकालना है, तो ये भी साइन चेंज कर रहा हूँ, ये भी साइन चेंज कर रहा हूँ, तो घुमा के फिर से नेगेटिव ही हो जाएगा. सो थोड़ा कॉमन सेंस यूज कर लेना. इफ यू हैव एनी doubts related to this, just ask me. The safest way, I mean, this is a little time consuming, but the safest way is take any one of the blocks. So for example, यहाँ से start करो, so let's say 10 ले लिया मुझे, 9 से ऊपर कोई भी नंबर ले लो, तो 10 ले लो, and 10 पुट करके देख लो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव क्या आ रहा है, that's it. तो 10 पुट करने से मतलब x में obviously you get positive here, you get positive here, positive here, positive here, तो ये पूरा पॉजिटिव आ रहा है ना, तो एक बार ये मिल गया तो अल्टरनेटिवली आएगा पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव एंड ऑल. वेरिएशंस भी मैंने करवाया है, वो स्क्वायर वेयर क्यूब व्यू, वो सब केसेस में मतलब साइन चेंज नहीं होता है, those kind of things I hope you remember. But anyhow, so rather than that, let's look at one interesting idea here. Now in this question we're looking for negative ones, right? So negative कहाँ पे हो रहा है, this one and this one, so that is this range, right? But I noticed something interesting out here in the options. थोड़ा easy था options. See, even if I take positive for example, I mean कोई भी range अगर लेंगे, positive के लिए ले या negative के लिए, whichever I pick up. If I take positive, तो एक बार ये 9 तो आएगा ना, मतलब जैसे x greater than 9 एक आएगा, इसमें -2 लाइन, I mean less than x less than 3 ऐसा एक आएगा, इसमें x less than -5 आएगा, तो ये और ऐसा टाइप का होगा ना, 3 रेंज. तो देखो इवन इन दिस केस ये -5, -2, 3 and 9 एक बार कभी ना कभी आ रहा है ना इन द रेंज ऑफ x. दैट हैज टू हैपन बिकॉज़ दोस आर क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स, राइट? दैट इज अफेक्टिंग द साइन. यहाँ पे कोई होल स्क्वायर नहीं है. सो इफ दैट इज अफेक्टिंग द साइन, दैट्स इट. सो मतलब ये चारों क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स कहीं ना कहीं आना पड़ेगा. एंड इफ यू लुक एट द ऑप्शंस, इसमें 9 इज मिसिंग, इसमें -5 इज मिसिंग, इसमें 2 is missing, so sorry, -2 is missing, so the only one which has all the critical points is this one. तो मुझे देखने का जरूरत नहीं था, इसीलिए मेरा टाइम कम लग गया. So I just figured out the critical points and मैंने देखा कि एक ही ऑप्शन में चारों critical point है, so that should be the answer straight away. So yeah, that's the idea I used. This was self-explanatory, I guess. I think मैंने explain तो किया ही था. अगर कुछ doubt है तो पूछ लेना. This one also I think I explained in quite a bit of details. That perfect square वाला catch was important if you observe. So थोड़ा सा patient रह के observe कर लेना, हड़बड़ाना मत ऐसे cases में. Obviously 1 term, 3 term, 5 term ऐसे जा रहा है, that is obvious. वो तो दिख ही रहा है. But just be patient. I mean, see if you can see anything more. So I observed this 1 square, 2 square, 3 square as the last this thing, and that is logical also. If you remember one idea I explained in practice sessions also. If I add odd number of terms, so suppose 1, 3, 5, 7 9 कहीं तक भी ऐड करो, सपोज यहाँ तक ऐड कर रहा हूँ, I'm adding odd number starting from 1, all the odd numbers starting from 1. तो यहाँ पे how many terms are there? 5 terms, and the middle term is 5, right? So total क्या होगा? 5 into 5 ना, so that is 5 square. Even if you have even number of terms, I mean odd numbers but even number of terms, so suppose 6 numbers लिया, तो 1 and 11 का average will be the average of the series, so that will be 1 plus 11 by 2, that is 6, and there are 6 numbers, right? So 6 into 6, I mean middle two terms का भी average ले सकते हो, so this always comes out of perfect square, इसी वजह से हो रहा है by the way. So you're taking, I mean till here you have considered 9 terms, right? So something like this, so that has to be a perfect square, that's what I'm saying. So up to here we have 1 3 5 terms, right? So that's a total of perfect square number of terms, but anyhow उतना सोचने का जरूरत नहीं है, you can observe straight away that it's ending with a perfect square, that will reduce time. So 15 first group का last term, first term whatever एक ही term है, first group का last term is 1 square, second group का last term is 2 square, third group का last term is 3 square, तो 15th group का last term should be 15 square, 225 last term होगा, and the 14th group जो होगा उसका last term same logic से 196 होना चाहिए, तो 15th group का first term क्या होगा? 197, and then just use the AP idea. Average is first term plus last term by 2 into the number of terms, that's it. So and इसमें I think last digit से हो गया था, final calculation का जरूरत नहीं पड़ा था मेरे को. This is that compounding wala idea. This is a very useful idea. I hope you can understand now. CAT question, these are actual CAT problems. I don't know कौन सा slot है ये CAT में, last year CAT paper है, but actual CAT question. So that breaking idea you have seen in a lot of previous year CAT problems also. This idea is useful, so I utilize that. If you have any doubts, do ask. और ये तो बहुत ही simple था. So in terms of the paper, I would say ये ऑब्जर्वेशन जरूरी था, मैं ठीक है मिस कर रहा, आई मिस्ड इट, सो आई एम नॉट टेकिंग इट दैट वे, but I think if you are good with geometry you might have observed that right angle. I somehow missed that, but I would say this is a sort of an easy problem only, maybe not for the first scan. This you need a bit of critical observation, so maybe not in the first scan. If you catch it straight away, then you can solve it, but I can understand as a student you might not, so it depends on that, your understanding of discriminant and stuff like that. So that 3 distinct real roots, I mean plus minus वाला केस आएगा, उसमें से 2 2 आ सकता है. If you understand that straight away, then you can solve it. Otherwise I would say this is like moderate question, moderate level. This one was sort of easy to moderate only. I would say easy to moderate because of the last part. Otherwise, it's an easy problem only. This one was pretty easy. I don't know why I got this one. This was again easy to moderate because of the last. Just because of the angle that they add, the wage of employee wala angle, जो निकालना भी था, because that layer that they added here, I would say easy to moderate. Otherwise, it's an easy problem only. So there are a lot of easy questions actually in the paper. This, because of the calculation bit, I would say this is moderate level. Otherwise, it's a very easy idea. The idea is easy, but the calculation is a little effort taking. So if you don't use that integral, I hope you can see that I used integers in my calculation. So if you don't utilize it, then it becomes a little complicated. So in terms of that time consuming, it will become a little time consuming. So otherwise the idea is very easy. Effort wise it might take a time, so I would say moderate level. Depending on your comfortability with log problems, if you remember the basic ideas as I've explained, you don't have to mark them up. It's a very easy thing. Indices and logs go hand in hand. If you understand in that way, these are very simple problems. Otherwise, if you are scared of this, then I can't categorize this problem for you. In general, if you are comfortable with log problems, this will be easy to moderate level. A little bit of observation, if you make beforehand this 1 minus x square, 1 plus x into 1 minus x, further simplify, something like that. This one was also moderate level, I would say, just because of the cyclicity wala angle both log miss karte hai. Hopefully you don't. If you don't, I hope now you can understand it's a very easy type. You just need to find the cycle quickly and then figure it out. If you're not comfortable with the cycle, then just leave it for later. Maybe not try it in the first scan. Maybe I should have also taken a little more than 1 minute. I think I solved this in the first time, but looking at the time, I'm okay with it. Usually I prefer those questions which I have solved within 1 minute to be my first camp questions. So yeah, otherwise it's an easy problem only. Depending on how you are solving it, it will be either easy or moderate. So if you're using the variables and stuff like that, it is a little calculate, I would say little steps you have to write down. So that will take a bit of time. If you can remember that idea straight away, then it is very easy. Just be careful that increase wala cheese, that thing. So I would say easy to moderate, just summarizing everything. And this is definitely easy. Just relative speed basic wala idea, and crossing one object, crossing another object. The distance needs to be covered in the sum of the lengths, that idea coupled with relative speed. This I would say it's a little tough because of the calculation bit. You have to form that quadratic, you have to use to solve it. There is no other way to figure it out. So I would say moderate to tough. This would be easier than that question number 6 because the calculation is also easy in this case. You can check the numbers. I mean, all these numbers are factors of 50. You can't have better numbers than that. So if you take 50, 50 and multiples of 50, then it becomes easy, right? So hence I utilize in that way. The first 3 months is double of the next 2 months. The fourth month and fifth month, if you remember, I took 50, 50. And the first 3 months I took 100, 100, 100. And oh yeah, calculation, that's it. So it's easy only, actually. This is also quite easy. I hope now it is understandable. And I think many of your got this correct also. So, and average time is also pretty low. So yeah, this is definitely easy. Yeah, pretty easy if you understand that idea. Otherwise, I would say it will become a little complicated. So I hope the basic ideas are, you're getting this point, right? I mean, the basics are very limited when it comes to QA. But if you understand how to apply those basics smartly, then most of these questions becomes easy. Whether you're solving in the first scan or not, if you remember, I didn't solve this in the first scan. And if you look at my time, it's a little more than 1 minute. So you need to understand that. You need to understand whether you can solve it within a minute or not. If you know you can solve it within a minute, then you solve it. If you take that as a wrong decision during the analysis, you can always figure it out, right? So you can identify that, okay, why did I get tempted to solve it and then I could not? So did I miss something or did I take a wrong decision? So then you can analyze properly. So that is the part of the analysis which is important. So for me, there was a correct decision. I did not solve it the first scan, although I knew the basic idea how to solve it. And you can see, I mean, it's taking more than a minute for me to solve. If you don't use a number line, this becomes very complicated to solve. You have to, not very, very complicated, but then yes, quite a bit complicated. I mean, you have to solve this algebraically, which becomes very complicated. Plus, minus, ye, wo karke, this will become too many case oriented. So if you use a number line, it becomes a slightly moderate level. So I would say moderate level of question. Nice question, but moderate level. This one was pretty easy if you use that together all idea. Yeah, this is also fairly easy to moderate only. Just that you have to take the 3 cases as I took. Ideally, it's a moderate level, but because of the options, it becomes very easy if you observe it wisely. So I hope you can understand. I mean, options are something I'm not asking you to avoid looking at. It's that you have to treat the options as information, not that कि मुझे तुक्का मारना है randomly ये option try कर रहा हूँ option. That is a very silly approach. If you use the options wisely, then it becomes then you can actually save time. So it's all about time, right? At the end of the day. So that part is something you can utilize, but that is coming from experience, right? If you don't observe that, it's still fine. It's not tough to solve. It's moderate only. It's pretty easy. These kind of ideas, I think I explained a lot of different variations also in our classes. A little observation dependent, time consuming otherwise. So I would say moderate to tough, depending on how you're calculating. Same with this also, depending on how you're calculating, moderate to tough. And this is easy only. It's actually easier than that Amar Akbar Anthony one. I mean, for this, you have that pair thing and all happening. Thoda sa calculated ho jata hai kabhi kabhi. But this is like, it's also in pairs, but the advantage out here is that you're just trying to complete the work, right? So you can just think linearly. So linearly is always easier than cases, right? So yeah, that's all from the analysis point of view. I just quickly check. I just allow you to unmute. Yeah, guys. Anything that you would like to add or ask? If not, if everything is clear, do mention that as well.
Can you repeat the Amar Akbar Anthony one?
Amar Akbar Anthony one?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, this one, right? So Amar Akbar Anthony, this one was so Amar and Akbar. So everything is in months ideally, right? Even the requirement, you can say time in months you will take to complete the project. So first and foremost, I mean, obviously take a parity in terms of months. Consider that each month has equal number of days. Obviously, that has to be done. That should have been mentioned in the question, I understand, but common sense laga lo. Otherwise, I mean, 365 days, that becomes complicated, right? Who knows? This could be leap year also. So anyhow, so just take months to have equal number of days. So what you have is something like this: Amar and Akbar together can complete the project in 12 months, right? So this is the time in months or something. Akbar and Anthony can complete in 16 months. And Anthony and Amar 2 years, so that is 24 months, right? What are we looking for? We're looking for the person who is neither the fastest nor the slowest, working alone. How much time will you require? This is the question, right? So if you notice the times beforehand, if you notice it, so Amar and Akbar are the fastest two, right? I mean, if you view them in pairs or something, Amar and Akbar together are the fastest pair, right? So if Amar and Akbar together are the fastest pair, then Anthony should be the slowest person. So one thing you can straight away say is Anthony is the slowest person. Similarly, if you look at this number out of these three, Anthony and Amar together are the slowest pair. So if Anthony and Amar is the slowest pair, then Akbar should be the fastest person. So Akbar is the fastest person and Anthony is the slowest person. So our requirement is with Amar, right? So we are looking for Amar. So Amar alone, how much time will he take to complete the work? And then you can just take the general approach. So 12, 16, 24, I took the work multiple of these numbers. कभी कभी इसका डबल कर लोगे तो अच्छा होगा because you add the efficiency and stuff like that. But anyhow, I'll come back to that in a while. तो यहाँ पे if you notice 12, I mean 24 is a multiple of 12, right? So 12, 24 and 16 का सोचो, 96 works. So if I take the work as 96, the advantage is that I get these efficiencies as integral. So efficiency क्या क्या होगा? 96 by 12, that's an efficiency of 8. 96 by 16, that's an efficiency of 6. 96 by 24, that's an efficiency of 4, right? So if I add these efficiency, 8 plus 6 plus 4, that is 18. What are we getting? We are getting the efficiency of 2 Amars, 2 Akbars and 2 Anthonys, right? So we get the efficiency of twice of Amar plus Akbar plus Anthony. So this is the sum of efficiency doubled, right? So Amar plus Akbar plus Anthony क्या होगा? 9. So this is the total efficiency of these three. हमें निकालना क्या है? Amar का efficiency ना. So now notice this one. This is Akbar plus Anthony. They have efficiency of 3. So 9 minus 6 कर लेंगे. So I'll get the efficiency of Amar. So Amar ka efficiency is 3. What is the total work that we have taken? 96. So we need to complete 96 with an efficiency of 3 units per day. That will take 32 days. Understood, Mena?
Yeah, understood.
Any other question, guys? If you don't have, do mention that as well. Okay, Jay is saying all here. Jay ne chat mein likha. Jana, I saw you unmute and mute, but then I couldn't hear anything.
So I was saying everything is clear.
Everything is clear, right? Good.
Yes, everything is clear.
Okay. अच्छा बाकी लोगों ने भी बोल दिया मेरे को chat में. So great. So those who have joined us in YouTube Live, thank you for joining in. We will be ending the stream now. those who are in the class, go ahead and take the second test, and that should already be live now. Let me just check that quickly. 1 second. Yeah, it's already live. So same thing, same drill. This will also be 2021 ka koi ek slot. I don't know which one. Go ahead and take the test, and we can start by what? 1:10 p.m. will be fine, guys.
Yes, sir.
Join back 1:10.
Yes.
Latest by 1:10 p.m. I'll start 1-2 minutes earlier than that. Okay. All the best. Go ahead.